Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Today's math goal in lesson 16.2 is, can you tell time before and after the hour? So, I have a joke for you, like always. What dog always knows the time? A watchdog! Get it? A watch has a time on it because of the clock. So, a watchdog? Okay, so back to our lesson. We are going to start off with our green packet. Remember, we're finishing this week, so we are on the second page, week 16, day 5. Okay, go ahead and pause, and when you hit resume, you will be able to check your answers. Alrighty, you can go ahead and check your answers. Please don't just copy them down. Remember, you should go back and figure out why you got it wrong. And if you're having a hard time, ask somebody for some help. Try again. That's how we learn. Okay, so you don't have to have exactly what I have written down here. Just as long as you said that, no, she did not solve it correctly, and explain that she needed to use subtraction. It should be 45 minus 33 cents in order to find the correct answer. Right now, she combined the two, and we need to find out how much more money she has than Kelsey. Okay? All right. So once you're finished here, you can set this aside. Okay, so back to our goal of the day. Can you tell time before and after the hour? So let's first do a little review. Okay, so I'm going to point to an area of the clock, and I want you to tell me what that is called. Okay, here we go. The minute hand. The hour hand. Okay, now what does it mean if the minute hand travels halfway around the clock, like this? How much time has gone by? There's a phrase that we use. So traveling from 5 o'clock to 5:30 would be a half hour. Half an hour. If this whole thing is 1 hour, I just completed 1 hour, this would be half an hour. Okay? All right. So we know that a half hour is 30 minutes. Because that's what half an hour is. I just explained how this whole thing is 1 hour. So half of that is 30 minutes, because in 1 hour equals 60 minutes. It's like saying 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I had 6 dots and I wanted to make 2 equal groups, there's 3 on each side. We know that 3 plus 3 equals 6. So 30 plus 30 equals 60. There are 60 minutes in 1 whole hour. I can count by my 5s, like we learned in the last lesson. See if you can count it out loud with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay. So if half an hour is 30 minutes, there is a new term I would like to introduce you to, and we can say half past. So if I say it's 7:30, because it is 7 o'clock right now on my clock. If I say 7:30, where do you think my minute hand would go? 7:30. Yeah, my minute hand would go down half an hour. That is 7:30, which is 7:30. Okay, now I have even another new term for you called a quarter past. Okay, so we've learned about quarters before in our money unit, and we know that a quarter is 1/4 of a dollar, which means that there are 4 quarters in a dollar, right? Same with a clock. There is 4 quarters in an hour. So if I was to split my circle up into 4 equal pieces, like I'm cutting up a pizza, I know that I can draw a line down the center. Okay. Oh, there's my half. Here's one half. Here's my other half. Now I can draw it like this. Do a vertical line and a horizontal line. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. Not the coins. I'm talking about a quarter of an hour, which means there are, let's see, how many? There's 4 quarters. I see that in 1 hour, okay? Kind of like a dollar. But we know that a quarter, the coin, is worth 25 cents. Now, here's what's different. The quarter in an hour, there's only 60 minutes. It doesn't equal 100 like a dollar does, 100 pennies. Okay, so in each quarter there is, let's count, 5, 10, 15 minutes in each quarter. Wow. So if I say, okay, here is 8 o'clock. If I say a quarter past, and I'm going to move my minute hand, where would that land? If I say a quarter past, past. Past means not before, but after the hour, right? So I'm going to move 1/4 past 8 o'clock. So I'm at 8 o'clock, and I'm going to move 1/4. A quarter past is 8:15. Awesome. Okay, now here's the difference. What do you think about a quarter to? Oh, hold on. What do you think that means? Quarter to. Where do you think my minute hand would go? If I say it's a quarter to 9 o'clock, I would move my minute hand a quarter to. It's not 9 o'clock, is it? No. A quarter to 9 o'clock means it's before. So we need to do the opposite of a quarter past. We go the other way. So here's 9 o'clock, and a quarter to would be what time? 8:45. Please feel free to replay this if you are having a hard time understanding. I know this is some new things, so just try your best to pay attention, and you can rewind this video. That's what's really nice about these recordings. Okay, so let's do some practice. All right, so I'm going to give us a time, and then we're going to find each of these times according to the one I give you. Okay, so let's just do one together. All right, so let's say it is 10 o'clock. If I said 10:15 o'clock, what would my time be? Remember, 1:45, we're talking before 10 o'clock. So I would move my minute hand back. Clocks don't work this way. That is counterclockwise. Clocks always go clockwise. So if I'm saying 9:45 o'clock, we would mentally just take back 15 minutes, knowing that that's a quarter away. So if it was 9:45, that's 9:45 o'clock. See, 15 minutes is a quarter. So 5, 10, 15. 9:45 o'clock is 9:45. That just means 15 minutes before the next hour. I could also say 11:15 o'clock would be 10:45. Okay, all right, so let's go back to our 10 o'clock. What is 10:30 o'clock? 10:30. Remember, travel halfway around the clock. That would mean your minute hand is at the 30 mark. I can even check by counting by 5, skip counting by 5, starting at the 12. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and finally 30. So 10:30 o'clock would be 10:30. Okay, let's figure out our quarter past. Let's go back to 10 o'clock. What is 10:15 o'clock? Okay, remember 1/4 equals 15 minutes. 10:15 o'clock. Yes, move that minute hand. 15 minutes. So 10:15 would be 1/4 past our 10 o'clock. All right. How many hours are there in a day? Do you know? There are 24 hours in a day. So there's two different terms that we use to tell the time. AM and PM. And these are abbreviated. AM actually just means for ante-meridiem, and PM stands for most meridiem. But we don't say it like that. We just say AM and PM. So when you come into school, class starts at 8:10 a.m. And you get off of school at 3:12 p.m. So what's the big difference between AM and PM? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Okay, so I know that there's 24 hours in a day. Okay, how many hours does a clock show? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, A clock shows us 12 hours. There's not a 24-hour on our clock. Now, there is a special digital clock that shows 24 hours, and people use it, and some people use it, and it's also called military time. So we would say, if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we would say it's the 15th hour of the day, right? Hour 15. But we don't typically do that. So we need to learn this. Okay, so I like to think of it kind of like two clocks. So because they're 12 plus 12 equals 20. Equals 24. So it's kind of like having two clocks. Okay, so if we're having 24 hours a day, that means that if we start at 12, we're going to start at 12 o'clock. 12 a.m. We can say 12 a.m. Okay, so if we start at 12 a.m., you should be in bed sleeping. Okay, some of you might go to bed maybe at 8 o'clock. Okay, but once we go to 12 o'clock, this is a.m. So this is when our day starts, the next day starts. Okay, so 12 a.m., you're still sleeping, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3, 4, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., you might be waking up to get ready for school at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. is the time that we go to Phi Ed. 12. Now, it's not 12 a.m. because we were sleeping during that time. This is 12 p.m. 12 p.m. At 12:05, you come in from recess. Okay, so this is the second half of the day. So now we say 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and 12 a.m. Okay, so in order to reach a 24 hours in a day, we have to reach our 12 two times. One for 12 a.m. and the second one is for 12 p.m. And this repeats every day. Okay, every single day. And this takes some practice to know the difference. So I like to think of it, 12 a.m., that is the beginning of a brand new day, and I am sleeping. I'm sleeping through 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., I get up. Some of you might get up at a different time. And 7 a.m., I'm going to school around 8 o'clock or 8 a.m., I am at school. And here's our school day, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 p.m. is when our afternoon starts. And then 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., we're almost out of school. 4 p.m., I'm going home. 5 p.m., 6 p.m., I'm having supper. 7 p.m., I'm relaxing. I'm doing some unwinding from my day. 8 p.m., I'm getting ready for bed, or maybe I'm already in bed. And then 9 p.m., I'm sleeping. 11 p.m. and then 12 p.m. my day starts, the next day starts. Okay, so we're going to do some practice telling time before and after the hour. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to create a time, and I want you to tell me how to say the time. Okay, so in words, how do I say this time? Can you say it out loud? 1 o'clock. This is the digital version. This is the analog version. Remember, this is how you say these words. Analog, kind of like Anna, log, analog. And then we have digital, which is our computerized time, 1 o'clock. Okay, here is your next time. How do you say this time? 1:15, or how can you use our new vocabulary? Remember, we just learned about a quarter to, a quarter past, and half past. So which one of these three would work best to describe the time? Yeah, a quarter past 1 o'clock is 1:15. All right, how about this? 1:30. We can also say it is quarter to 1, a quarter past 1, or half past 1. Which one do you think? Say it out loud. Yeah, half past 1. We traveled, this is half past 1 o'clock. I traveled halfway around my clock. Okay, so today you're going to be practicing in your math journal. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and either rewind and rewatch some of my video, or you can get into your math workbook and go to lesson 16.1. 16.2. That is our lesson of the day. And we're going to practice telling time before and after the hour. Okay, make sure you do the number 3 reasoning on the bottom of the page. Okay, and as a challenge, you can do the IXL that is listed on the peak of the week, and you can look at the clock that you have at your house. Can you find the time? I want you to practice looking at your clock at your house and saying the time and writing it down. All right, go ahead and you can complete this and have a wonderful day. Thank you.